Parliamentary procedure rubric for Wisconsin parliamentary procedure. So, starting with the upper left corner, this is where you're going to put your district number and your section number. These will be given to you before you start the contest from either the state officer or the advisor from that school. The next part is the chapter name. You're going to get a list of chapters that you'll be judging, and then as each one comes in, you're going to make sure you put their chapter name down. Next portion is participants. So you're going to have participants 1 through 5. 4 of them will be floor members, and the 5th one will be a secretary. I suggest writing down their names next to each participant so that you're able to keep track of them easier. And usually I start from left to right. Either that will be the last person sitting on the floor as a member or the secretary, depending on how the room is set up. But I suggest going from left to right just to make it easy. And then you'll write down the required motion. So these will be on the index cards. They will be on their chair. And how that works is when you set them out, you write down which chair has which required motion. And you're going to fill that in before the contest even starts. Next portion is out of 10 points, and that's how each of these required motions were done. So if this required motion was referred to a committee, you're going to score that out of 10 points. 10 is perfect and 0 is incorrect, or somewhere in the middle. So this is how well it was moved, how well the chair handled it, if it was moved at the correct time, used correctly, anything that would make sense, or that they either did wrong or did 100% correct, that will be scored in these boxes. So for the third person, when they do their required motion, their motion's going to be already written in this box. You're going to score it 0 through 10 on how well they did that. Next portion is debates. So these boxes will all be used for debates. Each member is required to do 4 debates. Top 4 counted. They can do more than 4 debates if they'd like to, but only 4 get counted. All of them get scored, however. So debates need a beginning, middle, and end. Minimum points are given for just a basic beginning statement, a middle of some kind, some information, and then a basic ending statement. 4 will be given for above average, so they have their beginning, middle, and end, but it's more than the average, beginning, middle, and end, more than the basic. They have more information, give more examples, a little bit more realistic. Anything like that will be a 4. 5s are given if it's excellent. And excellent means it's realistic and relevant to what they're talking about and well thought out idea or ideas. So it's scored between 3 to 5 unless they're missing parts and they can go lower. The main point with this rubric is be consistent. It doesn't have to match what the person sitting next to you has. As long as you are scoring each team consistently, it will all work out. So when they debate on the main motion, their first debate will go in this box here. So if the first chair debates the main motion and they get a 3, you'll put a 3 in this box. When the third person debates, you put their score in this box. If the first person debates a second time, their second debate score will go in this box, and so on, all the way down the chart. If they debate on postpone indefinitely, their scores will go in this box. So if the fourth person debates postpone indefinitely, you'll put their score right here. If they debate again, you'll put their score right there. At the top here, postpone indefinitely, amend, refer, postpone indefinitely, and bring back motions. Those are the only debatable motions that are possible in this contest. So as they demonstrate them, you'll score their debate. So if they debate on refer, and the second person debates refer, their first debate score will go in this box. Their second debate score, if they debate again on refer, will go in the second box. And so on throughout the chart. Not all of these will be used, but most of them will be. For the next section of the chart here will be additional motions. So each person is required to do an additional motion. This is not assigned, and they will come up with it on their feet. Main motion and adjourn can be used as additional motions. So when the second person decides what their additional motion is, let's say it's recess, that will go in this box. You write recess, and then you'll score it 0 to 10. 10, they did absolutely perfect, makes sense, it follows Robert's rules, was done at the correct time, used the correct wording, all of that will be scored and put in their box from 0 to 10. And then the final part of the contest is individual questions, and that'll be scored here. So their first portion of their question will be out of 4 points, and that will be scored based on their answer to what the salient points are for whatever their required motion is. So if the required motion was main motion, over here you're going to ask them what are the salient points for the main motion. If they say it requires second, is amendable, is debatable, and requires majority vote, they got all 4 points. If they missed one, you're going to mark them off to 3. If they missed 2, you mark them to 2. If they missed 3 of them, you mark them to 1. If they didn't get any, obviously we'll get a 0 out of that portion. The second part of the question will be something about the main motion. Their answer, their original answer, either yes, no, correct, incorrect, in order, out of order, anything like that will be 1 point, and then their answer to why and their explanation will be their 6th point. Then, to get total points, you're going to add up all the way across for person 1, and put that in this box all the way down. The chair will get a question. They'll actually get 2 questions, both worth 3 points each, and that will go in this box as well. That will be scored correctness. Next portion here is leadership of chair, poise of team, grammar of team, and conclusion, all out of 15 points for a total of 60 points. So leadership of chair, you can find a definition in the rules, but leadership of chair is ability or states motions correctly, follows rules of debate, keeps members informed, put motions to a vote, announces results of the vote, uses the gavel, and maintains awareness of business on the floor. And then poise of team is stage present, poise, self-confidence, politeness, and voice. Grammar of team, just how well they use grammar and speak. And then the conclusion is the main motion was well analyzed, which may include answering who, what, when, where, why, and how. The degree to which debate was convincing, logical, realistic, orderly, and efficient, germane, and free from repetition. And then in there you can also include voice, expression, grammar, gestures, and professionalism. So when you get done, those will all be scored over here to help you in adding at the end. Max of 60 points, you can put their total in this box here. This whole portion right here is only used for the state contest, so you can just ignore that if you're judging districts and sectionals. So at the end, you're going to score debates, motions, individual questions. That will be this total score right here. You'll add these up, put that number in this box. Total score for leadership, that will be these scores here, and they'll go in that box. This score you don't need. Cumulative score is the total from these 3 boxes. You put that in this box here, or I guess the 2 boxes, sorry. Those 2 boxes will be scored right here. Any time over 11 minutes is a negative point for each second over. So if you're 11 and 6 seconds, you're going to subtract 6 and total up your final score, and then at the end of the whole contest, you will rank this team compared to every other team that you've watched. So that will be how you use this rubric at contests.